You guys, so welcome back to another video. So in this educational breakdown, I want to teach you guys how one of my best clients, Quincy, was able to lose 50 pounds and still enjoying life. Okay, Quincy is in the military. We met in high school actually, but when he came to me for coaching, he was still overseas. He still had been partying, drinking heavily. He was, going out to eat, all that stuff to do with like the whole social life type of thing, right? But he knew that his habits and his current identity wasn't getting him anywhere. He knew he wanted to change, and he just hated how he used to look. And funny enough, and it's pinned on my Instagram, you guys can go watch it too, the whole story about this picture on the left right here. We literally linked up downtown one day in my hometown. I didn't even know he was back home. I didn't even know he was back from the military. And it was so funny because this was the first time that I had seen him in person after his transformation. It was just like the best time. We were out drinking together, chopping it up, just having a good time, man. And his confidence was actually insane to see in person compared to when we first started working. He used to hate being on camera. He would barely send check-in photos. But let me get into this and break it down fully to you guys in under 15 minutes, 20 minutes, to show you guys exactly how you can copy it and steal the formula from me, essentially, okay? I apologize. I'm a little sick right now. But first is going to be the diet and nutrition aspect, okay? This is probably the most important thing. And as you can see on the left, he even has a whole TikTok, Gym Talk account now. He literally said it himself, and it's going viral right now as I speak. Drinking every weekend with a bad diet versus drinking every weekend with a good diet, okay? And now maybe for you, it's not drinking every single weekend, right? Maybe it's just you going to family events. Maybe you travel a lot. Maybe you just want to have a social life in general. Be able to, do these things and not have to worry about, messing up your progress or trying to build your physique at the same time. Now, does alcohol ruin gains? Yes and no. I have a whole video about that. But at the end of the day, the main thing is nutrition and your habits, okay? So here was the overall approach that we had for Quincy with him being in the military, being somewhat busy, but still wanted to enjoy life, right? First things first, high protein meals that kept him full and preserved muscle, okay? Protein is going to be the main thing that we need to focus on building muscle, getting stronger, right? And I'll go into the gym, the workout part of things, but you need protein to build muscle and to get stronger, okay? Without it, it's going to be very, very hard to even see any progress in the first place. Now, protein will keep you more full and have you feeling the sensation to not binge eat or not cheat on your diet more than carbs and fats do. Okay, as far as macronutrients goes, protein is basically the one that keeps you more full. So the more protein we had with his meals, it made it a lot easier for him to actually stick to it because he would be full and wouldn't go off binge eating or anything. Okay, now the second thing is with the whole protein thing, you need to be eating around your body weight in grams of protein every day. Okay, so for me, example, I'm 190 pounds. The minimum you need, like the bare minimum, is 0.7 times your body weight. So for me, as long as I'm getting anywhere from like 150 to 160 grams of quality protein every day, then I'm chilling. I'm still gonna make progress. I'm still gonna add on muscle, get stronger. And then like the max I would need is like that 190 to 200 gram range. Anything over that, your body's really not gonna utilize it towards anything. It's just gonna use it towards energy. So that's where we put carbs into play, which is bullet number 2 right here. Smart carb timing for energy, for workouts, and recovery. So a lot of people think that carbs messes up your diet, it messes up your progress. It is not like this whatsoever. If you actually know how to use carbs and when to use carbs, it can actually be a cheat code to getting progress faster, okay? You need to realize that carbs is your body's main source of energy, right? So without it, could you still lose fat, get in shape, whatever? Yes, but you're going to be very, very tired. You're not going to feel motivated. You're just going to feel very drained because carbs is your body's main source of energy, okay? So by still keeping the protein high around in your body weight in grams of protein every day, but also keeping the carbs moderate to high, it's going to give you a lot of energy. It's going to keep you looking more full, which is how Quincy is looking right now because I taught him how to keep his carbs high. But more importantly, you're going to have a lot of energy to really push hard during your workouts and make better progress and just have more energy throughout the day in general, right? If you're watching this and maybe you've tried like a low carb diet, a keto diet, do they work? Yes, but you just have no fucking energy, and that's not the way that you want to feel throughout the day, especially if you're already busy, you have a job, if you're in the military like Quincy, whatever it may be, you want to make sure you have long-lasting energy all throughout the day, okay? And this is going to be especially important for structuring most of your carbs pre-workout. That way you have actual high energy for your lifts. You can push hard, train hard, not feel burnt out, not get plateaued, right? Which is the case for a lot of you guys watching. And then number 2, post-workout, to replenish all the glycogen you burn from the workout, to replenish all the carbs you burn and everything. So that way you can maximize recovery, okay? Can you put carbs and should you still put carbs in all your other meals? Yes, but most of them for your entire day's worth in your diet should be around pre and post workout, okay? And for pre-workout, you can have something simple like, fruits, oats, bananas, right? Like I usually have like a banana or two. You can have rice, just anything carb focused that's going to give you a lot of energy, okay? And that was the main thing that we had for him before his workouts. And as you can see, he put on a shit ton of muscle while he was able to lose the fat, which is always the main goal, okay? Number 3 is a flexible approach for nights out that didn't ruin progress. Now, I'm not going to lie, with Quincy, there would be times I would do check-ins or I would just be scrolling through like his social media and I would see that he went out the night before, that he was drunk, and I'd be like, yo, like, you didn't even tell me? But the thing is, every time we did a check-in, he was still making progress. He was still shredding fat, and I was just like, holy shit, like, is this the real formula to be able to like have the social life and not have to worry about anything? And yes, it is. And it's kind of crazy that he didn't ever tell me that when he would go out to drink and shit. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so a flexible approach, right? When it comes to drinking, if you know you're going to go out with the boys that night, if you know you're going to, have a cheat meal, whatever, especially with the drinking thing, the way to minimize, the hangovers and the feeling like shit the day after is hydration and having high protein meals after, okay? Or before, excuse me. So if you know you're going out that night, make sure you have like 2 to 3 whole food meals that are packed with protein beforehand. That way you're not on an empty stomach and you get a really bad hangover, you get too drunk. Number 2 would be to hydrate properly. Have electrolytes pre-gaming or, before you go out and drink. That way you're hydrated beforehand. And also afterwards when you get home, have another thing of electrolytes. That way you don't wake up with a hangover. And then the next day you can go back to your normal diet, normal routine, get back into the swing of things, okay? The last thing we want to do is like have you go out to drink and then, you're too hungover and then that completely ruins your next day, ruins recovery, right? So having a more flexible approach definitely helps out a lot. So that way you're still able to balance the both, right? And also with the eating out thing, the main thing that I try to preach to people is do all the stuff beforehand if you know you're going out to eat, right? Make sure you get a workout in, get your steps in, 10,000 steps in every day. Make sure, you do cardio of some sort. And then when you go out to eat, one, you won't feel guilty about it because you're still making progress. You did everything that you had to do for that day. And then number 3 or number 2, I don't know which one I'm on. Fast every single time after you have a big cheat meal you go out to eat, okay? I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I literally just had a big ass Domino's pizza. And every single time I have a big cheat meal like that, I always fast the next day or for 16 to 20 hours afterwards. And I know you're wondering, can I still work out fasted? Should I work out fasted the next day or afterwards? It is completely fine because you have to realize this, right? When you have a cheat meal, most of the time, you're having a lot more carbs and sugar than usual. So all that extra glycogen and stored energy that you have is going to be enough energy for you to do your workout that next morning and go fasted because all that stored energy you have, you're going to use it for your workout. Every single time that I have a bad cheat meal or a big cheat meal, with a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, and I go do my workout fast the next day, I'm still progressing on all my lifts. I'm still strong as hell because I have all that stored up energy, okay? Number 4 for Quincy was just a simple grocery list, man. There's nothing wrong with trying to be more creative towards your meals, and I do have a section in my coaching, in my app that I give my clients that has more creative meal plans, but it's obviously still focused on whole foods, eating clean protein, right? But the main thing is, man, the more simple you make it, the more easier it will be to stick to it. When it came to Quincy's diet, when we had our first call, and I was kind of like going over everything, what he wanted in the meal plan, what foods he liked. He was the most simple person ever, okay? He just wanted simple chicken, rice, very easy meal prep, so that way he can make it all in one day, have it ready for the week, like ground turkey, potatoes. The more simple you can make it, the more easier it's going to be to stick to it. Now, if you are that type of person where you do want like the more extravagant, creative meals, there's nothing wrong with that. But just know that it's a lot more easier long-term to stick to something like this. And most of the time, you'll be able to stick to your diet and keep making progress like this too, okay? Number 5 is balance over perfection. Now, a lot of people think when they first start, getting into their fitness journey, they think that it has to be all in or one or the other, right? Especially in the fitness industry, I feel like having that balance is so hated on, but it's because people don't know how to properly structure their workout plan, how to properly structure their diet in order to still make progress, get their dream physique, build better habits, new identity, and still be able to go out, eat out, and just enjoy life and be social in general. So that's the whole nutrition side of things, the whole approach when it came to Quincy. And then the pillar number 2 that we're going to go into is training and the workouts, okay? Now, this is very simple, but so many people overcomplicate it, okay? It is always quality over quantity. When it comes to your workouts, Everybody thinks, I have to be in the gym every single day. I have to be lifting for 2 to 3 hours a day to get the best progress. More is always better when it comes to lifting because, you know, the more exercises I do, the more muscle I'm going to burn. You know, pumps matter. Going super slow on your movements matter. It is the complete opposite, okay? All you need to do is work out for 3 to 4 days a week, 5 days at most, okay? Anytime you're working out for more than 4 to 5 days a week, you're not having that much rest days. And because you're not having that much rest days, your recovery is not good. And because your recovery is not good, you're just not going to progress. You're going to end up hitting a plateau. Or maybe you've already been in the plateau if you're watching this video. And you're not making progress. You're not getting stronger. If you just back down and only go 3 to 4 days a week, your progress will explode. And I'm saying that for myself too, because when I first started, first couple of years of me lifting, I went almost every single day. I was in the gym for 2 or 3 hours a night. It was fucking crazy. And did I get progress? Yes. But now that I'm only going anywhere from 4 to 5 times a week for myself, progress has fucking exploded. And this is going to be really good too if you do want to have that balanced life. If you still want to have a social life. That way you're not making the gym your entire life. You still have time to go out and do stuff. You only need to be in the gym 3 to 4 days a week, okay? But with these, you know, only 1 hour sessions, only going 3 to 4 days a week, you need to make sure you're pushing hard, okay? The main thing that I see people fucking up with in the gym, even when I go to my local gym, nobody trains hard. You have to realize the number one way to grow muscle, get stronger, is through mechanical tension. And basically, that's just a fancy ass term for saying that you have to push hard, okay? If I'm doing a dumbbell curl with 30 pounds, and by the time I'm at like my 8th, 10th rep, it's very easy. You need to up the weight. It should not be easy. You do not need to be chasing a pump. You need to learn how to actually train hard with good form, okay? And with a 2 times frequency, this is just going to make sure that your muscles are getting hit 2 times per week. That way you can get the maximum growth. And frequency is always going to be king when it comes to your splits. Even if you are only going 3 to 4 days a week, you still want a 2 times frequency in there because your muscles recover after a day or two. And then 8 to 12 sets per week per muscle group. You don't need that much exercises. You don't need that much volume. If you keep it low volume, high intensity, your progress will fucking explode. And it will give you all the time to still go out, enjoy life, and do these things, okay? These 3 pictures down here are from the app that I give my clients, just like a small section of it. These are the workouts that they get, okay? This is an example of a 5-day split, chest, biceps, back, triceps. And you can see, look, estimated time, 30 minutes, 7 exercises. Day 2, 37, 45 minutes, because, you know, leg days always takes a while. 27 minutes, 40 minutes. Like, your workouts should not be over an hour long. If they are, you're wasting time, my guy. And over here in the app too, as you can see, like it comes with everything you need. I have instructions. I have a full body warm-up, dynamic warm-up before your workouts to make sure that you're actually warmed up properly, that you don't jump straight into your lifts, get injured, right? And just an overall calendar. And that's something that I give my clients as part of their coaching program that Quincy also had. And when you do your workouts in real time too, a really cool part about it too, is that you can track your weight. So the whole progressive overload thing I was just talking about with tracking everything, getting stronger every week, you have a section in that while you're doing your workouts. So that way you can see in real time, okay, I'm getting stronger every week and I'm adding on muscle, okay? Now, number 3 is the overall identity shift, okay? Now, Quincy, don't get mad at me because I'm putting you on blast here, but when me and Quincy first started, he hated, I could tell, he didn't say it, but I could tell he hated sending check-in pictures. He was not comfortable with how he looked. In fact, I think when we first started, this was like the only picture he would send me. This picture right here. He did not like how he looked. He had no confidence in himself. He fucking hated his physique. And now this guy has a whole fucking TikTok page full of thirst traps. I believe this picture right here was when I met him downtown that night. I ran into him. He's got his shirt off in public. And he's having his friends record him. Like, look at his smile right here. That is the most confident guy I've ever seen, but it came from him sticking to his word. It came from him getting his dream physique, stacking up the wins every single day in order for him to finally get his dream physique, okay? And this is the part that matters the most. You know, is it cool to finally get your dream physique, get that dream body? Yes, but it's about the journey. It's about the person that you become along the way, the new habits you learn, okay? But none of this will ever happen until you take action with yourself, okay? Everybody thinks that they're waiting. Everybody's waiting for the perfect time. I'll start next Monday. I'll start New Year's. I'll start next month. The more you do that, it's just a simple sign of major procrastination, okay? When Quincy came to me, he was fucking ready. He did not question anything. He didn't ask me about nothing. He was like, yo, Miles, I need to lock in. I need to lose this weight. Whatever I got to do, let's do it. I'm on board. And that's the people who I love to work with too, okay? You just have to realize that there's never going to be a perfect time for anything. As soon as you can dive into it and really just have that self-awareness that, okay, I need to change, I need to become a new person, that's when you're going to be able to take over your life. And again, Quincy still had the time to go out and enjoy his life. He was in the military, so he was a busy guy. Simple meal plan, okay? He still had the social life and built his dream body. Like, bro, he looks insane in this picture. Holy shit. But over here on the right, like, I just have a couple more quotes. Like, the whole identity shifts thing, right? Like, not seeing yourself as the guy trying to fit in, but embodying yourself as that man, okay? Now, there is a difference between being cocky and whatever, but at the end of the day, no one's going to believe in you like you believe in yourself, okay? You need to tell yourself you're that guy before you become that guy. You need to have that confidence of the guy with, you know, your dream physique before you get your dream physique, right? And it's always going to be mindset over motivation, right? Discipline, stacking daily wins throughout the day. And with the app that I give my clients too, they have tons of daily habit reminders, goal reminders. So the whole stacking wins part is all part of the program I give them. Accountability with me and Quincy. I'm not gonna lie. So I just made a brand new program, and before I did not do weekly check-ins. Now I do weekly check-ins, okay? 20 to 30 minute calls, however long we need to do, of just progress tracking, progress photos, check-ins, seeing how your last week went, planning for the next week. I can give you everything and tell you everything like I just did in this video, but you're not ever going to stick to it unless you have that accountability factor, and that's the major part of this, right? Stacking wins every single day, and then the major thing is just breaking the old patterns. Again, it's all about the journey. It's about who you become along the way, what you learn, the habits you learn. That is the major thing, okay? And that's it for Quincy's breakdown. Like, it's really not that hard, but again, most of y'all just need that accountability. If you're interested and you want more info on the coaching offer, on the app, on anything like that, DM me with the word train on Instagram, or you can book a call below. If you're serious and you're like Quincy, you want to jump into this, you're tired of feeling this way, you're tired of waking up every single in the morning, hating that person in the mirror. If you're like 100% serious, book a call with me down below. We'll go into depth about who you are, your schedule, working around it, what foods you like, your meal plan, everything we need to do in order for you to set yourself up for success. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram. And again, if you're 100% serious, book a call with me down below. I'll see you on the next video, man. Stay tuned.